Once upon a time, there was a path no child was allowed to enter. It cut through the forest behind the village and disappeared into the dark hills beyond. The elders warned everyone, that path tests hearts, not feet, and most children obeyed. But curiosity is loud in young hearts, and one quiet morning, 3 children stepped onto the forbidden path. Taro walked first. He was fast, bold, and never afraid to try. Mina followed closely behind him. She was clever, observant, and always thinking. Jori walked last. He was quiet and unsure of himself, often wondering if he was strong enough to belong there at all. As the forest thickened, strange sounds began to echo around them. Branches cracked. Birds flew suddenly into the sky. The deeper they went, the darker it became. Taro pushed forward, pretending not to be scared, but his steps grew quicker. Mina slowed down, listening carefully to every sound. Jori stopped walking altogether, his heart pounding, fear wrapped around them. They argued about what to do. Taro wanted to rush ahead. Mina wanted to turn back. Jori said nothing at first, then finally whispered that they should stay close. When they walked together, the forest seemed less frightening, and their footsteps sounded stronger. Slowly, the fear loosened its grip. Soon they reached a wide gap where an old bridge had collapsed. The drop below was deep, and the wind whistled through the broken wood. Without thinking, Taro tried to leap across. He slipped and barely grabbed the edge, his confidence shaken. Mina looked around and noticed fallen branches and vines nearby. Jori, his voice shaking, suggested tying them together to make a crossing. For the first time, they listened to him without doubt. Working together, they built a simple bridge and crossed safely. Jori's hands trembled, but his idea had carried them forward. As the sun began to lower, they heard a weak groan. Beside the path lay an injured traveler, unable to stand. The children looked at one another. If they helped him, they might not make it back before nightfall. If they left him, their journey would be easier. After a long silence, they chose to stay. They cleaned his wounds, shared their food, and waited until he could walk again. When they finally looked up, the traveler was gone. In his place stood a stone at the end of the path, carved with words that caught the fading light. Courage is not speed, wisdom is not knowledge, strength is choosing what is right. The children stood quietly, understanding at last why the path existed. When they returned to the village, tired and changed, the elders listened without anger. They saw the difference in the children's eyes and nodded. The forbidden path had not tested how far they could go. It had tested who they were becoming, and from that day on, the 3 children walked differently, braver, wiser, and kinder than before. If this story taught you something meaningful or inspired you in any way, please like, share, and subscribe. More stories like this are coming, stories of adventure, courage, and lessons that stay with you.